Certainly, Caitlin Clark has left an indelible imprint on the business of women's basketball. You had a big night, draft night, on Monday. The ratings were big. The ratings for the college championship game outdid any basketball game, male or female, in recent years. How important is Caitlin Clark going to be to growth in revenue for your league this year and into the future?
Yes, it's great to be here, and it's so important to have household names and build rivalries and have games of consequence. That's what March Madness had. That's what this draft class was amazing the other night, Monday night. Over 3 million people watched that draft at peak. And so it's really important to have those household names. These players, we have the confluence of a lot of positive elements happening right now with these generational players with huge social media followings. They have huge endorsements already coming in. They're getting more endorsements now that they've declared pro. But this whole draft class was amazing, with Caitlin and Angel Reese coming off of last year's national championship was the most viewed ever. Now this year we blew those records away, and we're so excited to have Caitlin and the rest of the rookies coming into the WNBA this year.
Yeah, Camila Cardozo, Paige Beckers, who I think is still at UConn, but obviously is on the horizon to come in. You've got compelling personalities, but back to my question, how much do you think, for example, season ticket sales are going to go up? How much do you think is Caitlin going to mean going from 10,000 attendance at a typical game on a Tuesday or a Sunday to 15 or 20,000? What?
Yes, business is booming, especially for those games, just like what happened in the Big Ten with Iowa playing in those sold-out arenas. That's happening for us, and hopefully a rising tide lifts all boats, and it'll lift all of our teams. We have some great rivalries forming with Caitlin Sabrina in New York, with Caitlin Diana Taurasi in Phoenix. There's a little edge there. Obviously, you have Cardoso and Angel Reese going to play in Chicago. So I think parity in the game is really important, as well as having these players really help us drive the league to higher heights. So you asked a revenue question. Revenues, media rights, corporate partnerships, and then gate, people coming to games. So we need more people to watch, attend, and the quality of the game is what I'm so proud of. It's there. I mean, people love watching our game. If we can get fans into the funnel to watch the games, they're going to come back, and then they're going to attend and rep and buy merch and everything that goes around the revenue model for sports. So it starts with media rights. We need to get those valued correctly. And then it goes to corporate partnerships, and we've been doing great on that. There's a lot of corporations who are stepping up to support women's sports. A lot of money and capital inflows. We raised capital, $75 million in capital 2 years ago. So when you see that money coming in, you know you're a growth stock, and you know you're a legitimate sports media and entertainment property.
Kathy, what does that ultimately mean for WNBA players, where there's been so much criticism around how they make much less than NBA players and, in general, male athletes overall?
Yeah, and one thing, there's a false narrative out there about Caitlin herself, and nobody ever just looks at base pay. It's proxy season, right? You look at base pay plus bonus, plus stock options, et cetera. She'll have the ability to make up to $500,000 in just her W earnings this year. And then, obviously, she has huge endorsements. You just mentioned her Nike endorsement. There's a huge opportunity for us to lift this for all of our players. And as we get into a new collective bargaining agreement in a year or two, that'll be an opportunity to pay the players more. The one we did in 2020 was viewed as progressive and historic. We tripled the pay of the top player. And now I think what's happening, they're also getting endorsements. I mean, I think LeBron James signed an $80 million plus endorsement with Nike before he even came into the NBA. And no one ever had that narrative that his salary at the NBA was a lot lower than his Nike endorsement. And so we're getting there. Those other men's leagues are 50 to 100 years, so 75 to 100 years older than we are. We're tipping off our 28th season. We are the longest tenured women's professional sports league in the country by double any other. So we're proud that we're leading here. But yes, do we have a lot of hard work to do? Yes, we need our media rights valued appropriately, and we need more partnerships and more people to attend and watch and rep the WNBA.